Our team is comprised of 3 women, all working towards their BCBA. Gwen is a registered behavior technician from San Jose, California. She is in her 3rd semester and works at Trumpet Behavior Health and loves serving her community and loves the Bay Area. Ravel is a senior therapist in Half Moon Bay, California for a company that implements ABA therapy. She is in her 4th semester and is getting married next year. Haley is a therapeutic support staff member in Newcastle, Pennsylvania, and a registered behavior technician in Ohio where she lives. Great Opportunities Career Services and Day Program gives adults with disabilities the chance to learn needed life skills in a recreational environment while also offering job training and placement. The jobs range from community placement to workshop-based positions. This program is grounded in a leisure environment to ensure a relaxed and entertaining feel. A multitude of staff work within this program specialized in a variety of backgrounds to facilitate these programs daily. Despite the leisure environment, there is currently a lack of participation and motivation from the clients. This program currently has 200 clients with disabilities. These disabilities range from intellectual, including autism, to physical. There are currently 75 staff members employed at this program. The staff includes a director and 2 assistant directors who run the program, a therapist, 30 life coaches, 10 assistants, 20 special education teachers, 3 speech therapists, a board-certified behavior analyst, a psychologist, and 4 registered behavior technicians. Although this may seem like a lot of staff, 200 clients is a large number of individuals to work with, and depending on the level of functionality, one-on-one intervention may serve them best. This leaves a lot of clients and not a lot of potential staff for working individually with them. This program was cited for lack of life skills acquisition and integrated community employment opportunities. There is a need for intervention due to a lack of life skills opportunities. The skills acquisition classes that are available are only offered weekly, so there is a need for increasing classes. The motivation for participation is low and needs to be increased. An increase in classes can lead to increased motivation. Behavior contracts, preference assessments, and token economies will need to be put into place to assist with motivation and organization. The current staff will be able to implement these reliant to staff training. Building these skills and job skills will help the client's acquisition for a more stable future.
My name is Ravel, and I will be talking about behavioral contracts. A behavioral contract is a visual immaterial plan. It is also sometimes referred to as a contingency contract. It sets the expectations for behavior change, and the contract should clarify the desired behavior change as well as the consequences and the rewards. Research has shown that contingency contracting is an effective intervention for behavior change, so we decided that it was appropriate to use for the Great Opportunities Career Services and Day Program. Behavioral contracts are successful because they can be individualized for a variety of behaviors, situations, and abilities. Great Opportunities has many students that attend. Students can be provided with opportunities to improve themselves in areas of academics, the use of social skills, and emotional development. Behavioral contracts can also support that these skill developments can be self-monitored. A behavioral contract as an intervention strategy is appropriate for the Great Opportunities Day Program because of the flexible cost. This intervention can be inexpensive and use free rewards that may just be as reinforcing as more expensive options and can fit any budget. The implementation will be easy to teach to parents, teachers, and students. Ricky L. George describes the characteristics of an effective behavioral contract as the following contingencies. While making a behavioral contract, we want to strive to follow these guidelines. In your behavioral contract, all expectations should be described carefully and completely so that the students, the teachers, and everyone that's implementing the program can understand what the expectations are. The contract must also be fair. We want to make sure that we are supporting these individuals and setting them up to be successful. We want to make sure that the contracts have mutually acceptable goals, and so that everyone is clear on what those goals are and agrees to obtaining those goals. The contract must be reasonable and feasible. The contract should call for and reward performance rather than simple obedience. So for number 5, this is also tying in the idea that the students are going to be using these skills in the future, so we want them to be successful. Number 6, the contract should be positive. And number 7, the contract should be concluded with mutual satisfaction and an assessment of the total contractual agreement.
In addition to behavioral contracts, we will also be introducing token economies. Token economies are used to increase motivation for desirable activities. The tokens act as a reinforcer and that leads to a bigger reinforcer, such as privileges, objects of meaning, or activities. In the case of Great Opportunities Career Services and day programs, we will be introducing them to a token economy system where the individuals will receive tokens immediately after attending a class or a life coaching or a job coaching opportunity. Dating back to the 1960s, Alon and Azrin conducted a study where they applied operant reinforcement principles to increase adaptive behaviors in individuals at a mental ward. They found that token economies were an effective way to maintain these adaptive behaviors in these individuals as long as the token economy was in place. In addition, we are introducing a tier support system that applies to the whole program. The token economy and the behavioral contracts will be a proactive intervention for anyone that is attending the program. Tier 2 supports individuals who feel like they need more help, including those who are expressing that they need more help and those who are displaying that they are having difficulties with the classes taught. Tier 3 supports individuals on a one-on-one basis. This can include individuals that are having difficulties completing tasks and may need support from the BCBA and the RBT staff that are readily available in our program. These tiers will be systematically set to help all the individuals in our program succeed.
Steps for implementation. First, you want to organize your team. You want to consider important members of the student's life, such as parents and employers. Next, you will want to develop the plan. While developing your plan, allow for future alterations and changes. The plan should be flexible enough to accommodate changes in the student's behavior and changes in the environment. Next, go over the contract with the students and participants. Again, we want expectations to be clear to everyone involved in this intervention. Consider adjustments as necessary, which can be referred to in the previous slide. Next, you will want to plan to revisit at a later date. Discuss your successes, and you may alter the plan if the data shows insignificant improvement. Materials required. We have provided a sample contract as well as a token economy system board, which shows what you can do to accommodate these contracts. The materials required for this intervention include using a reliable method of communication between staff members and other plan team members. You may use email and set up occasional team meetings. The use of computers or other reliable and organized systems are a great way to document discussions and student progress. You want to collect data so that you can determine whether or not the intervention is successful as written or if adjustments need to be made. It might be helpful to include a list of suggested rewards. This way, your students are more likely to adhere to options that are more affordable, and it gives good suggestions. You may also want to have copies of the signed contracts, and they can be provided to the students to keep in their binders or to the parents or the teachers as well, just to kind of have that reminder of their goals that they're working for and what can be done to obtain those goals. Again, we have attached token materials, so the use of the token board, and then you will want to provide tokens to use accordingly. It's important that the tokens are available because we want that automatic reinforcement. So make sure that tokens are available at all times to be given as earned. Lastly, you will want reward materials. And again, these do not have to be expensive materials. They can be activities. They can also include preferred items. And then as we've written, we have planned that if your students earn 8 stars, that they can participate in a special lunch party held on Friday. So items for the weekly lunch party would also be a part of the materials required. So for the contract that we have provided, we have mentioned that by attending the life skills and vocational classes, your students are learning valuable skills. By participating in the classes, your students will be prepared for a better job and have stronger relationships with family, friends, and coworkers. By increasing class participation, which means either attending the life skills class or the vocational class or both classes each day that they are offered, they will be able to earn tokens, which they can turn in for preferred items or activities. The participation will be determined by the instructor of the class, which may include one of the life coaches or another approved staff member. If 2 stars are earned in one day, so 1 star for life skills and 1 star for vocational, then the individual gets to participate in the activity of their choice at free time. So that activity of choice should be determined before implementation for that day. So if the student wants to earn basketball, you would ask them at the beginning of the day or the beginning of the week what would their daily reinforcement be that they could earn. And if they receive 2 stars, then they would get to earn that activity or item. If they are doing fantastic for the week, they're attending both the life skills and vocational classes offered each day, which we have increased in our intervention for this program. They can earn 8 stars. So Monday through Thursday, 2 stars a day. They can earn 8 stars on Thursday. If they earn those 8 stars, they can participate in a lunch party, which is held on Friday. This may be socially reinforcing as well. So, in addition to having free choice, which may be socially reinforcing or just personally reinforcing, they can also participate in a group event where their friends and their other student peers can encourage them to participate. So you want to make sure that we are determining if this intervention is successful or not. And by doing that, you want to look at your data. If your data shows an increase in the student's participation in vocational and life skills classes, then the intervention was successful. And again, you can make slight adjustments as needed. You may continue to use this intervention. You may decide to fade out the contract if the students are doing really great for an extended period of time and they may not need to continue with the contract. And a way to do this is to determine your success. The data may show that there is not an increase in the student's participation, and if that is the case, then adjustments need to be made to the program to accommodate that. Either the expectations to earn those rewards are too difficult. Maybe less tokens need to be contingent to earn the prize, or something like that. So it's really important that everyone communicates with each other. Student, parent, and staff feedback is suggested as well. So it was suggested by Downing in 1990 that the staff meets every 1 to 2 weeks to adjust the program as necessary. Occasional check-ins with the participants' life coaches, family members, and employers will also be important, as well as a check-in with the students and the participants of the implementation. So ultimately, we want to determine that the skills used in the program are starting to generalize to the real-world application. That is what we strive for, and the day program, is gearing these students towards real life situations and applications. So that is the big picture goal for these programs. And so we want to make sure that we are communicating to see how everyone is doing using this intervention.